autism has a stigma for being associated with the weird kid. And to be fair, I'm autistic, I'm the weird kid. Growing up and to this day, I am obsessed with Japanese superheroes, and I would pick up sticks just to look at, and phrases like hold your horses completely over my head. I take literal. So yeah, I'm in my own little world. But the trouble is when neurotypicals portray us and have their starring character be autistic, it can go down into one of two stereotypes. One is the savant, which is fine, it's great. The good doctor, brilliant surgeon. But the trouble is that's only 10% of us. It sets a really high bar. A lot of us are just going to be regular workers. And a lot of us, because of our disabilities and the lack of accommodations, we're not going to get employment. And it sucks. And when we don't reach that bar, it leads into the even worse stereotype, the tragedy. Sia just released the movie Music, and she already implied before it was released that working with an autistic actor would be difficult. So it already sets the tone of being unwanted. But what's worse is there's a scene where they use prone restraint against the kid. They force her onto the ground in the middle of a meltdown and they're crushing her chest. And that could easily hurt or kill a person in real life. It has several times in the past. So to continue this imagery, it hurts. We're seen as animals or demons. And again, it feels like we're unwanted. Now, there is hope. There are good portrayals, something like Community. Most people agree, even if it's not said, Abed is autistic. He's funny in love, but he's also blunt. He's very literal. He's obsessed with movies to a fault. But he's written with nuance and he's made to feel like an actual person. The thing is, autism is a spectrum. There's so many of us, different pros and cons. And a lot of you might be asking, what's the best way to portray us? What's the best way to help us? And honestly, it really just comes down to communication. If you just tell us that we're doing something wrong, like being too loud when we're talking, we'll listen as long as you're doing it kindly. And if you just listen to us, if we say that we need to bring our favorite toy to a place we're anxious about, please let us. If we just use that communication, it would really mean a lot to people like me.